start with Mr. Bennett, and then we'll try to work on down so everybody can get there. Is it standard practice to delete files off a server after an election, Mr. Bennett?
I hope not.
So, Mr. Gates, will you agree with that?
I would say that it is appropriate to maintain files, and that's exactly what we did. We deleted the deleted files that have been discussed. They were archived.
So you admit that you guys did delete, Maricopa County did delete files off the server after the election?
That are archived.
Yeah, and so when you released these servers and this information to the auditors to begin with, they didn't have access to those archived files at first. Is that fair to say?
They did not subpoena those. That's correct.
Okay, so you didn't feel obligated to turn that over then to them?
We responded to the subpoena.
Okay. Mr. Bennett, your response to that?
I find it, frankly, laughable to suggest that a county, in response to a subpoena, could say we will delete files from the hard drives and materials that we give to the auditors because we have those files archived on data that we did not give to the auditors when the subpoena said turn over all the records related to the election.
Yes, that's the way I read the subpoena. It was more broadly than the county read it, for sure. So, so your Twitter account mentions that the purging of the 2020 election database in the beginning of February is a standard practice. Can you please confirm for me that that's what you do for all elections? After all elections, that you do that?
I cannot confirm that for you today, but we can certainly get you that answer, Congressman.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, can you confirm that today or not?
I really can't confirm that either today. I just know that because there is limited space on these servers, when you have to run another election, then you have to make room for the additional election data.
So was there additional? Was there still? Well, let me just rephrase this. If that is the standard practice, which is kind of, I don't think you guys are saying that you know for sure, but the chairman just intimated that that's the case. Can you explain to me why data was still present for prior elections on the databases in and of itself?
Yeah, again, I don't have an answer to that question, but we'll certainly get you an answer for it, Congressman.
Okay. All right. I would appreciate if you would give me that information.
And I do think that it's important that our recorder has suggested that he will be answering every question in a timely fashion.
That's the same recorder that campaigned that Adrian Fontes was incompetent and called him a criminal. And he was the guy that was running the 2020 election, and you actually hired someone to oversee Mr. Fontes because you guys didn't trust Mr. Fontes as well. Is that the same guy? Is that the same Stephen Richard?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it that way exactly. But what we did was we did have statutory and boards, as you know, Congressman, boards of supervisors have responsibility for election day operations, yep. And we took that back so that we would have 4 Republicans and 2 Democrats overseeing the 2020 election.
You know, the Democrats really can't have it both ways, can they? I mean, really, can they have it both ways? You cannot say that the audit showed the integrity of the election, while at the same time claiming that the mere fact of an audit in and of itself is a threat existentially to our democracy. You can't do that. It's a fallacious, logical inconsistency. If, as you claim, by the way, a claim I dispute, that the election was fair and properly conducted, a complete forensic audit ought to demonstrate that, which is what you assert. That's what you are asserting here today. But at the same time, you're saying, well, while the audit confirms what we think it did, when you cherry pick some of the statements from the audit report, you're also saying that an audit undermines the election integrity. Do you see the inconsistency of your position?